Billy Carter's eyes widened as he stared at the swirling vortex, purple and blue energy that had suddenly materialized before his patrol ship. The year was 2789, and he was on a routine sweep of Saturn's moons when the unexpected anomaly appeared. "What in the name of Earth's moons?" he muttered, fingers dancing across the control panel. The ship's alarms blared as the gravity vortex storm intensified, pulling his vessel closer. "Computer, full reverse thrusters." The ship's engines whined in protest, but it was too late. Billy felt a sickening lurch as his craft was sucked into the vortex. His world became a kaleidoscope of colors and sensations, time losing all meaning as he tumbled through space and dimensions unknown. When the turbulence finally ceased, Billy found himself in an unfamiliar star system. Sensors were going haywire, detecting technology far beyond anything he'd ever encountered. As he tried to get his bearings, a massive space station loomed before him. Its architecture a blend of organic curves and gleaming metal that defied human engineering. Suddenly, the communication system crackled to life. "Unidentified vessel, you have entered restricted space. Please identify yourself and state your purpose." Billy swallowed hard, his throat dry. "This is Lieutenant Billy Carter of the Earth Space Patrol. I seem to have been pulled off course by some kind of anomaly. Can you tell me where I am?" There was a long pause before the reply came. "Earth? Human? Impossible. Please hold your position." Before Billy could respond, his ship was enveloped in a tractor beam, guiding him towards a docking bay on the space station. As he approached, he could see hundreds of alien vessels of various designs, all seemingly gathered for some grand event. The moment Billy stepped out of his ship, he was met with a cacophony of gasps, whispers, and shocked stares from a diverse crowd of alien beings. Some had multiple limbs, others seemed to be made of pure energy, and a few defied description altogether. A tall, willowy being with iridescent skin approached him, his large, almond-shaped eyes blinking rapidly. "A human? Here? How extraordinary." Quarantine was supposed to be in effect. Billy's confusion deepened. "Quarantine? What quarantine?" The alien tilted its head, a gesture eerily similar to human puzzlement. "The galactic quarantine on your solar system. But never mind that now. You've arrived just in time for the cosmic crucible." "The what now?" Billy asked, feeling increasingly out of his depth. "The most prestigious and challenging race in the known universe," the alien exclaimed, its skin pulsing with excitement. "Come, you must register at once. The Galactic Council will want to meet you." Before Billy could protest, he was whisked away through corridors teeming with alien life. The registration office was a bustling hive of activity, with holographic displays showing what appeared to be treacherous racecourses through asteroid fields, black holes, and other cosmic hazards. Still dazed and more than a little overwhelmed, Billy found himself signing forms he barely understood. It wasn't until he heard the words, "waiver of liability in case of death or dismemberment," he began to grasp the gravity of the situation. "Wait a minute," he started to say, but was cut off by a booming voice. "Ah, the human has arrived at last." Billy turned to see a group of beings that could only be the Galactic Council. Each was unique in appearance, but all exuded an aura of ancient wisdom and power. A being that appeared to be made of living crystal stepped forward. "Welcome, Billy Carter of Earth. We've been expecting your kind to join us for some time now." Billy's brow furrowed. "You have? But I thought we were under quarantine." Crystal being's facets shimmered in what might have been amusement. "Oh, that was lifted years ago. There must have been a clerical error in our notification system. No matter, you're here now." "I'm not prepared for any of this," Billy protested. "I'm just a patrol officer. I've never even left our solar system before today." A gaseous entity floated forward, its voice a melodious whisper. "Cosmic Crucible cares not for preparation, only for the spirit of adventure and the will to survive. You have been chosen by fate, Billy Carter. Embrace your destiny." Billy felt a cold sweat forming on his brow. Survive? Just how dangerous is this race? The council members exchanged glances that did nothing to ease Billy's growing anxiety. A squat, reptilian alien cleared its throat, or what Billy assumed was its throat. "Cosmic Crucible is not for the faint of heart, human. It is a test of skill, courage, and adaptability. Many enter, not all finish, and some, well, let's just say they become one with the cosmos." Billy's eyes widened in horror. You mean people die in this race? The crystal being waved a faceted appendage dismissively. Death is such a limited concept. Think of it more as a transformation. Fear not. Participation brings great honor to your species. Before Billy could voice any more objections, found himself being ushered towards a hangar where his patrol ship was already being outfitted with strange alien technology. Engineers of various species swarmed over the vessel, chittering excitedly in languages his universal translator couldn't begin to decipher. Wait, Billy called out. Don't I get a choice in this? The gaseous entity swirled around him, voice sounding both everywhere and nowhere at once. Choice? My dear human, you made your choice the moment you signed the registration form. Cosmic Crucible recognizes no backing out. It is a binding contract across all known dimensions. Billy's shoulders slumped in defeat. He watched as his once familiar ship was transformed into something he barely recognized. Sleek, organic-looking additions melded seamlessly with the hull, and the cockpit was now filled with holographic displays that made his head spin. A small, imp-like creature scurried up to him, holding what looked like a helmet made of living metal. Here, put this on. It'll interface directly with your neural pathways and give you at least a fighting chance of understanding the new systems. As Billy reluctantly donned the helmet, he felt a tingling sensation spread through his body. Suddenly, the alien technology didn't seem quite so alien anymore. He could sense the ship's systems as if they were extensions of his own body. Impressive, isn't it? The imp grinned, showing rows of needle-sharp teeth. Now, you might want to familiarize yourself with the basics. The race starts in, about 10 of your Earth minutes. 10 minutes? Billy exclaimed. But I haven't had any training. The imp shrugged. That's part of the fun. Don't worry, your instincts will kick in. Probably. As Billy climbed into the cockpit of his modified ship, couldn't help but feel a mix of terror and exhilaration. Council members gathered around, offering what he assumed were meant to be words of encouragement. Remember, human, Crystal Being said, this race will take you to the far corners of the universe and beyond. You'll face challenges that will test the very limits of your species' potential. Make us proud. The gaseous entity added, and do try to stay alive. It would be terribly inconvenient to have to explain your demise to your planetary leaders. As the hangar doors began to open, revealing a sea of stars and the intimidating forms of the other racers' ships, Billy took a deep breath. He may not have asked for this, but he was determined to represent humanity to the best of his abilities. The Reptilian Council member's voice crackled over the comm system. Racers, prepare yourselves. Cosmic Crucible is about to begin. May the fates be ever in your favor, and may the best beings win. Billy gripped the controls, feeling the ship hum with power beneath him. As the countdown began, he couldn't help but wonder what he had gotten himself into. The vast expanse of space stretched out before him, filled with wonders and terrors he could scarcely imagine. The final seconds ticked away, and Billy steeled himself for what was to come. Whatever challenges lay ahead, he would face them head-on. After all, he was now carrying the hopes and dreams of all humanity on his shoulders. As the starting signal flashed across his view screen, Billy pushed the throttle forward. His ship shot out of the hangar, joining the swarm of alien vessels as they rocketed into the unknown. Cosmic Crucible had begun, and with it, a new chapter in galactic history. As Billy's ship accelerated into the vast expanse of space, joining the throng of alien vessels, he noticed a sleek, iridescent craft pull up alongside him. Its design was unlike anything he had ever seen, seeming to shimmer and change shape as it moved. Suddenly, his communication system crackled to life. A melodious voice, somehow both alien and alluring, filled his cockpit. Human Billy Carter, your presence here is most intriguing. Billy blinked in surprise. Thanks. I'm just trying to survive this race, to be honest. A soft laugh echoed through the speakers. I am Zarasha of the Luminari. Your species fascinates me. Perhaps we could discuss it further? As they navigated through a treacherous asteroid field, Billy couldn't help but notice Zarasha's ship was matching his every move, staying unnecessarily close. Her voice continued, growing huskier with each transmission. Your rugged features and primitive charm are stirring something within me, Billy Carter. The way you speak, so direct and unrefined, it's refreshingly primal. Billy's eyebrows shot up. Ma'am, I'm flattered, but shouldn't we be focusing on not dying in this insane race? Xarax's ship suddenly performed a barrel roll around Billy's craft, coming dangerously close. Oh, Billy, there are far more exciting things we could be doing. I find myself entering a breeding cycle early. It must be your human pheromones. Billy's eyes widened in shock. Breeding cycle? Look, Miss Xaraxa, I'm not sure what's going on here, but Earth females definitely don't act like this. Maybe you should see a doctor or something? Xaraxa's laughter filled the cockpit again. Oh, you adorable naive creature. I'm not ill, I'm aroused. Let us abandon this race and explore the depths of interspecies passion. As they approached a gravity well that threatened to pull their ships off course, Billy found himself torn between focusing on the race's deadly obstacles and dealing with Xaraxa's increasingly amorous advances. Listen, Xaraxa, Billy said, trying to keep his voice steady as he narrowly avoided a collision with a rogue comet. Really not equipped for interspecies anything. Maybe we could talk about this after the race? We survive. Xaraxa's ship performed another daring maneuver, this time spiraling around Billy's craft in a way that seemed more like a mating dance than racing strategy. Why wait, a rugged human? Let us dock our ships and explore the cosmos of pleasure together. Billy Carter, seasoned Earth Patrol officer, found himself more flustered by this alien's advances and by the deadly race he had been thrust into. As he navigated through a field of quantum fluctuations, he couldn't help but wonder if all alien races were this forward, or if he had somehow stumbled into the most bizarre first contact scenario in human history. With Xaraxa's ship practically nuzzling his own and the race's obstacles growing ever more perilous, Billy realized that surviving the cosmic crucible might be the least of his worries. He was beginning to understand that his adventure in the galaxy was going to be far more complicated, potentially far more intimate than he could have ever imagined. Billy Carter gripped the controls of his ship tightly as he navigated through a dizzying array of cosmic obstacles. Xaraxa's persistent pursuit and the race's challenges were proving to be quite the distraction. Look, Xaraxa, Billy called out over the comm. I really need to focus on not dying right now. As he swerved to avoid a cluster of miniature black holes, Billy's ship suddenly lurched. Warning lights flashed across his console. Oh no, not now, he groaned. His modified patrol craft began to spin out of control, hurtling through space at breakneck speed. Billy frantically tried to regain control, but it was no use. He caught glimpses of other racers falling behind as he unintentionally shot past them. Hold on tight, Billy. Xaraxa's voice crackled through the comm. I'm right behind you. In a twist of cosmic irony, Billy's malfunctioning ship rocketed towards what appeared to be a shimmering finish line. He braced for impact as his craft crashed through the marker, skidding to a halt on the other side. Dazed but unharmed, Billy stumbled out of his ship to find himself surrounded by a sea of shocked alien faces. The crowd's collective gasp was almost deafening. A holographic display flickered to life above the finish line, showing Billy's name and winner in various alien script. I won? Billy muttered in disbelief. Before he could fully process what had happened, Xaraxa's ship gracefully touched down nearby. She emerged, her alien features set in a determined expression. Billy Carter, she called out, striding towards him purposefully. You've proven yourself a worthy mate indeed. The alien crowd watched in fascinated silence as the human winner found himself backing away from his persistent admirer. Now hold on a second, Billy said, hands raised defensively. This is all a big misunderstanding. I didn't mean to win, and I'm certainly not ready for any interspecies relationships. Galactic Council members materialized near the finish line, their expressions a mix of shock, amusement, and curiosity. Crystal Being spoke first. Well, this is unprecedented. A human winning the cosmic crucible on their first attempt, and by accident no less. The gaseous entity swirled excitedly. Perhaps it's time we reassess our understanding of human potential. This changes everything. As the implications of Billy's accidental victory began to sink in, the crowd erupted into a cacophony of alien languages. Some seemed outraged, others impressed, and many simply confused. Billy found himself at the center of a growing commotion, with Xaraxa still advancing, Council members debating loudly, and countless alien eyes fixed upon him. Does anyone know how I can get back to Earth? Billy asked weakly. Zaraksha rushed towards Billy. I do, since your ship is broken. I do have a working one over there with just enough room for the two of us. She gave a wink and a cheeky smile. Billy, getting no other offers, dragged his feet slowly in the direction of Zaras's ship, realizing that his adventure in the galaxy was far from over. In fact, it seemed it was only just beginning. As they fired up the ship's engines and took off in the blink of an eye, council members had a smile on their faces. Well, that is most certainly not the way back to Earth, one said with amusement in his voice. They all agreed in a slow nod.